Good evening, Fernwood. My name's Neil, and thank you for joining me on my trip through the entire series of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are heading up to episode 50 of the show. That's March 12th, 1976. That means I am 2/13ths of the way through the whole series. I did some reducing of fractions in my brain there. Last episode, we took a break from most of the major storylines that are going on so that we could focus on Mary. Before we get to this episode, let's do a brief recap of the stories that we may be coming up on. Then we'll talk a little bit about what we saw last episode directly. First, in the Hager's household, Loretta is getting her ability to walk back. She's at this point on crutches. She and Charlie have asked to move in with the Hartman family. We'll see how that goes. That may be imminent. In the Shumway household, we have a few different storylines going on. Martha and George have been at odds about George's involvement in the union, not to mention the blackmail pics that were taken of him at a meeting in Wisconsin in bed with a sexy young woman. With Kathy and Steve, Steve has gone off to New York and he was getting flirty with the Hollywood starlet on TV. Of course, at this point, the last I heard, Kathy is still together with Steve, but she's a little bit worried that she's not going to fit in his world. So they're not totally broken up at this point. I guess we'll see when that resolves. And to get to Grandpa, that will bring us into the episode that we saw last night. And that was a serious excavation of Mary's persona and her questioning of what her role is in the universe. She didn't use those words, but I think she's trying to figure out what it means to be someone that's not a housewife and defined by someone else's existence. And Grandpa, he came in with some of the most sound advice for someone who is questioning. And I think that moment of humanity there is something that will stick with me even after I'm done with this show. So, which is not coming for another 11/13ths of the series. So don't worry, I've got a lot of episodes to go. So we got to see some human talk, and we got to see an act of kindness. And I think that may be something that will be really good for Mary, and I'm not sure that she's going to get many more acts of kindness in this series, but hopefully, because, it's a lot just living. And with that, we are set to watch the March 12th, 1976 episode. It's a Friday, so this is the last episode of the week. We should see a lot of storylines coming together. Let us.
Hiya.
Mrs. Hagers. This is Dr. Furman. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Hi, how are you? No, you ain't disturbing me. I was just reading your TV favorites. I got this story on that cute little Sally Struthers. Well, it seems that she met, in real life, this mortician in Philadelphia, and he's been squiring her in all these restaurants in his hearse.
Sounds fascinating. What I'm calling about is to tell you that we've been examining your most recent x-rays, and they show absolutely nothing.
Really?
To be perfectly honest, we have no idea what the problem is. But no matter what, it's clear you're experiencing a spontaneous remission. In time, you will have a complete recovery.
Oh, Doc, bless you. That's real fine news. Of course, me and Charlie knew everything was going to be fine all along. You take care of yourself, Doc, okay? Bye-bye. No. Honey, what a special treat. I thought you was out looking for work.
Well, I was. But I decided I wasn't going to let any midday go by without coming home and serving my sweet baby some lunch. So I went to 4 different places. I got a whole smorgasbord of all your favorites. Ta-da! There is 2 tacos from Taco Dan's. There's 2 hot dogs with mustard from Hot Dog Harry's. There's a Billy Burger from Billy the Burger King. And there's a cherry vanilla double thick rich malted from Manny's Malt City.
Oh, hon, you are scrumptious.
Scrumptious for the scrumptious.
Oh. That's real sweet, honey. Well, so, oh, guess what? The doc called and said that I'm remissing spontaneously and I'm gonna be just fine.
Oh, well, you see, I knew there was a reason for a celebration, and that was it.
If you ain't the sweetest thing for taking care of me like you do, really. So, you was out looking for work, huh? Anything about the job? Because, you know, we did get that little teeny notice from the loan company today about taking our house away.
Yeah, I know, honey, but don't you worry. Don't you worry. All we need is $520 by Wednesday morning, and I can handle that.
Great. How are we gonna get the 520, honey?
No problem, but it's a bit of a risk. But it's no problem. I'm going to run a raffle. I took $40 out of our last 100, and I had the guy print up some raffle tickets. And I'm going to raffle off a $450 RCA XL100 color TV set.
But we don't have the money or the color TV set.
Well, that's the beauty of my plan, honey. We don't need either at first, because first I'm going to sell 450 tickets at $1 a piece, and then I'm going to buy the TV set. And then I'm going to sell $560 more worth of tickets, and that'll cover the loan payment and the printing costs. See, there's 8,900 guys down at the plant. All I need to do is sell about 1,000 tickets.
If you ain't the smartest man I ever seen, I don't know who is. Honey, you really got some business savvy.
It's called desperation, darling.
So, how'd your job hunting go today? Did you get anything?
Well, honey, they're not rehiring at the plant. It's going to be kind of tough to get that job back. But there's nothing for you to worry about. I will get that job back, because I got it.
Sure will. Sure will, honey. So we're going to cut another demo record and pay back the loan payments money that paid the hospital bills, you know, because otherwise they're going to take our house away. And we're not going to let that happen, are we?
No, sir. No, we are not. Everything is going to be just fine.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh.
Oh.
Mom, Steve's coming home. I've got to find something to wear. Will you tie this? I want to look just right. Remember this dress I wore to Cousin Nancy's wedding? I know it's a little short, maybe a little tight, but I look sexy, don't I? Mom, you're not listening to me.
Oh, yes, I am. Kathy, it's just that with this trouble with your father, I'm half crazy. Why are you wearing something special for Steve? After all, it's never mattered before what you were wearing.
But now he's been wine to dine in all the fanciest places in New York. He's been with the best people, in the nicest clothes. He's enjoyed the conversation of intelligent people.
Well, I don't see how he can tell the difference.
Mother, of course he can. He's not dumb. Well, he's deaf and dumb, but he's not stupid. And if I can't be smart and educated, I at least want to look good.
Well, stand back over there, Kathy. Now, turn around. You know, I used to like that dress on you when you were 2 inches shorter and built like a boy. But it doesn't fit now. It's just too skimpy.
Oh, damn. Why wasn't I born into a family that could afford decent clothes?
Now, listen, Kathy. If you had finished your beauty parlor course, you would be making good money, and you could afford to buy all sorts of beautiful things for yourself.
Oh, sure. Blame it on me. Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Princess. I'd like to talk to your mother alone, please.
Oh, yeah, right. Leave me alone to get ready for Steve's homecoming.
George, I have nothing to say to you.
Martha, I came home from my lunch hour, not because you chased me out this morning without my breakfast and an empty bucket, but because I want to talk. Now, I know last night with all those pictures and everything were terrible for all of us. And I'm not angry because you threw a platter at me this morning. I probably deserved that. But Martha, we have to settle this thing before we ruin our lives and our marriage completely. What happened in Milwaukee, that was nothing but a union frame-up, honest.
All right, George. I'll believe your story if you will believe mine.
I will believe your story, Martha, honest.
Well, once upon a time, when I was a little girl, I had a little black a little black furry pussycat. Oh, it was so cute. I can remember because that was a very cold winter, and our furnace had conked out, and we were all turning blue with the cold. Now, my mother used to dry hot peppers, you know, on a string along the wall. So one night we were sitting around shivering when all of a sudden this little black cat jumped off my lap, you know, scurried up the wall and ate one of those red peppers. And when she did, she started having a coughing fit. Oh, she coughed and coughed, and I suddenly noticed that whenever she coughed, you know, a gush of hot, warm air would come out of her mouth. And so she kept that up until she had warmed up the whole house, including us. Yes, and that little heroic pussycat saved all our lives. Now, do you believe that? Because if you believe that that cat could warm up a two-story house, then I believe your story about the union frame-up.
Oh, Martha, I am telling the truth. Believe me.
All I know, George, is that I saw a photograph of my husband in the arms of another woman in a hotel room in Milwaukee.
Oh, please, Martha, don't cry. Listen, I've never, ever wanted to hurt you in my whole life. I love you, Martha, and nothing happened with that woman.
After 35 years of what I thought was a happy marriage, how could this be happening to me? Kathy says all men cheat, but I never thought you. Oh, no, George, not you.
Oh, Martha, it has been a good marriage, believe me.
No, don't touch me.
All right. Then there's something I have to know.
What?
Well, if you don't believe me, don't, can't, whatever. Does that mean that it's all over, Martha?
It's what all over?
Us. Our personal lives, you know, our intimate lives.
Now you listen to me, George Shumway. You have lied to me, cheated on me, broken our heart, made our children miserable. Now there is no way on earth that you're going to take that away from me.
Oh, Martha. What did I ever do to deserve a woman like you?
I don't know. No, don't touch me.
Wait a minute. I thought I thought you said that it was...
No, George. With all the lying you have been doing, it's strain enough to have to look at your face. It would be an impossibility to see you touching me. But at night, with the lights out, that would be a different story altogether.
I think I'll just take this on down to the kitchen, and then I gotta get off to the plant and sell me some raffle tickets.
Oh, Charlie, you have been so wonderful. Is there anything you'd like for me to sing for you before you go?
What a beautiful thing to offer.
Well, heck, honey, you've been running around all over town fixing me this delicious meal. The least I can do is share with you my most precious belonging. I'd like to give you a little piece of my talent to take with you after you're gone.
Do you know the world is a better place because you're in it? But no, honey, no. I'm not going to let you do any singing on a full stomach. Remember what happened the last time?
Yeah. But I don't mind, really. I'd be real pleased to do it.
I know you would, and that's just because you're so generous. But no, you gotta wait 20 minutes after eating before you do any singing. I don't want you getting any cramps or anything like that. No singing, and I guess no swimming for 20 minutes. Now promise me.
All right, I promise you. If there's something else I could do for you on a full stomach.
You would too, wouldn't you?
You bet your bottom dollar ever loving life I would.
Oh, mercy sakes, what a woman. In here, Mary.
Oh, hi, Charlie.
Hi.
I just came over to have a talk with Loretta. I didn't think you'd be home.
That's okay, that's okay. I'm the one that's leaving and you're the one that's coming. And I'm not much interested in girl talk anyway.
Bye, sweetie. Take a rain check for tonight.
Bye.
Well, come on, Mary. Sit yourself down.
I have to be honest with you, Loretta. I didn't come for just plain old girl talk. I have to have a serious talk with you. I had a long talk with Grandpa Larkin this morning, and he told me that happiness was doing your own thing. And he said, you see, you can have a family, and you can have a house, and you can do all that kind of stuff. But you can't be really happy unless you're doing your own thing. So I just wanted to know what you thought about that.
Well, to tell you the truth, Mary, I've never really felt the need to do any deep thinking about it, really.
Are you happy?
Oh, well, of course I'm happy. I mean, I got Charlie, and I've always known I was going to be a superstar.
Oh, well, you see, that's your thing. Being a superstar.
Yeah, I see. I'm happy because my thing is being a superstar, and I know it. And Charlie's happy, too, because his thing is helping make me be a superstar.
Yeah, because, you see, now the two of you have more than just each other. See, you each have your own things. I think it's things that make the difference.
Yeah, it's icing on the cake of life, Mary. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loretta, what's my thing?
I don't know, Mary. I always figured that your thing was your house and Heather and Tom.
Oh, yeah, but, I could take care of that with my left hand. I mean, that's just a figure of speech. My left hand. I mean, I know it looks like that, but I don't know. I just don't think I want... Forget I said that. I'm just very confused, and I just... What is my thing? I mean, what's my thing? Maybe my thing isn't a thing. See, I never really learned anything special. I mean, it would be very difficult for me to suddenly become a brain surgeon or an animal trainer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. You know something? I think this is it.
What?
This, what we're doing now. See, you're making me feel real good, Mary, talking to me like this. And that's it. See, you're talking to me, you're looking at me with them eyes. You have got very special eyes, Mary. They see things.
2020.
No. I mean, they see inside, deep, and you see me. See, I can see straight through you, and you can see straight through me, but I can see, more importantly, way deep inside of you. I know those innards of yours good, Mary, and they are the nicest, sweetest, kindest innards on God's green earth.
Well, yeah.
Now, see, your thing is communicating, Mary. You are a communicator. The best to communicate with and to. In communicating, you are the tops.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Communicating.
You just can't find a set to compare with this. The tickets are only $1, and the drawing is day after tomorrow.
Sounds good to me, Charlie. You can put me down for 2.
Great. Boy, good luck to you. Here, I'll tell you what, put your name and address right on there on the stuff.
Charlie, what are you doing here?
Hi, how are you? Listen, I'm selling a raffle of tickets on a TV set.
How did you get in here, Charlie?
I just walked in. Listen, I'm trying to raise money to pay off my debts with this raffle on a color TV set.
Listen, Charlie, I don't want you getting in trouble. You're not supposed to be here if you're not working.
George, these guys are my friends. They're not going to turn me in. Besides, I really got to raise this money. I got to raise it in the worst way.
Well, how much are they? How many can you get for $1?
Only one, George.
Give me one.
George.
Somebody talk to you.
Hi, Tom.
Charlie, hey, what are you doing here? Good to see you.
I'm selling raffle tickets. You want to buy a raffle on a color TV set?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
$1 a ticket.
Please. Put me down for $5, okay?
Hey,
Come here, let me talk to you, George. Hey, listen. I found out why the union had you framed with that girl on the wall.
Why?
Because you know me, because you're my father-in-law.
Well, what in the hell's that got to do with anything?
Because I'm the one who's always complaining about the job, right?
Yeah, right. The union thinks you're a troublemaker. So does management. I think so too, myself.
Yeah, they think I'm a rebel. And they don't want you in the union, you know, because you're my father-in-law, because you're going to bring home the secrets and give them to a rebel, see?
Oh. Do you realize that I am the victim of the worst possible attitude? Guilt by association? Oh, boy. How could you do this to me, my own son-in-law?
What are you doing here, Hager?
Oh, hi, Tiny. I'm just dropped by to say hi to a couple of the guys.
Yeah, well, this is an automobile plant, not a social hall. Now, just because you're enjoying unemployment compensation doesn't mean you can come in here. We got a lot of work to do around here. Now, you get the hell out of here.
Oh, listen, Tiny. Come on, Tiny. Listen, just let me hang around till the next coffee break, huh? Because there's really a lot of guys that I have to see. I really have to see.
No,
It's very
you
important.
can't. Now,
Hey, come
get
on.
out.
Hey, come on, let me go, Johnny. Come on, Tiny, give him the guy a break.
Let me
will
see
you?
it.
Wait a minute, Hartman. What business is yours? Huh?
This is a lot of business. He's my friend, damn it.
Oh, that's a new word for it.
What the hell are you trying to say, Tiny, huh?
Hey, now listen, Hartman.
What?
You like your job here, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
You
yeah.
want your paycheck?
Yeah, listen now. You listen to me.
No,
for a
you
minute.
listen. Now, one more word and you are out of a job, Hartman. Now, I've had it with you. You are a troublemaker and a sorehead.
What the hell are you trying to
I don't care what you do with your buddy here after hours, but on the plant you don't, you see?
Don't what? Listen to me now.
One word, Hartman. One word and you are out of a job. Yeah?
That's lousy. That's shameful.
Yeah? Well, what are you going to do about it,
Oh, boy, Charlie, you're up the creek without a paddle now.
I feel the need to sort through some of the stuff that happened this episode. So, George and Martha still together, although maybe a little bit of strained. I think their relationship is safe in the long run. Kathy is waiting for Steve to come back, and boy, was that a dress. I'm okay with it. And then Charlie, trying to get some money for Loretta, causes a brouhaha at his old workplace. And you know, it doesn't look like a great place to work, to be honest. But, you know, I'm sitting here doing YouTube videos for free, so. And then Loretta has a complete remission, and I'm not sure exactly. I thought that Dr. Furman was the VD doctor, so I'm not exactly sure what Loretta's better from. I think it might be the tumor that was mentioned way before the car crash and was at one point confused for her pregnancy. I feel like maybe they were just shuffling through different illnesses until they got to this one. And, you know, she's already starting to recover from her spinal injury. So, there. And we see just a little bit of movement forward for Mary. And, you know, Mary seems to think a lot. And sometimes thinking just gets you into trouble. So, you know, if I were in Mary's position of feeling a crisis of identity, it would be time for me to start taking classes in things I don't know how to do, maybe find new places to be, learn some new skills. And of course, Loretta then gives Mary the idea that communicating is her thing. And I think we've seen her do good communication and bad communication throughout the series. Mary has a tendency to jump on ideas, I think, because, you know, it's more interesting to see someone jump on an idea in a show than it is to see them not do it. Let us see where this development of communication comes in. That is the end of the 10th week of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Thank you again for coming along, and we will see you next week in Fernwood.